I'd like to move on now to delegations. And this, I'm going to invite oh yes, okay. The first one I'm going to present is
Sabrina Hill.
Sabrina Hill is going to be the first person who's making a presentation. Welcome to the podium. We look forward to your presentation.
As one of my former editors once told me, I'm the cure to insomnia, so I hope I put no one to sleep today. I want to thank Council for allowing me to speak in regards to agenda item number 14. I'll strive to keep my comments brief. I know the counter has me somewhere up there. My name is Sabrina Hill, and I'm here on behalf of the Victoria Foundation. I'm a St. Catharines resident. I have never once required the services of legal aid, and the few times I have sought the advice of a lawyer, I did so paying for it for myself. Fortunately, I am in a position to pay their expertise, though I recognize many are not. Many working class and vulnerable persons do not have the means to retain an expensive attorney, especially if that means that they may not eat that month. A quote from the late American lawyer and former Attorney General Janet Reno: "The keystone to justice is the belief that the legal system treats all fairly." With the continuing assaults on the legal aid system in Ontario, we are witnessing the slow death of a cornerstone of our legal rights as enshrined by the Charter. Government funding cuts, among other things, reduce people's chances of getting a fair bail hearing. This means that potentially a one-income household, when the sole income earner has been arrested and or detained and being held without reasonable bail, may lose their job, and as such, the inability to support their family. Legal aid lawyer Dana Fisher, quote, "Legal aid services were chronically underfunded to begin with. These unprecedented cuts will decimate legal assistance for Ontario's most vulnerable, including people fleeing abusive relationships, those facing unfair evictions, and now refugees, and people with mental illnesses." Another quote from an article shared by the Society of United Professionals: "While it may seem like a budget-saving measure, these cuts will actually increase the cost of court administration as more people show up in court unrepresented by legal counsel. According to numerous studies, unrepresented parties slow down trials and pursue more appeals, as it is less likely they will receive a fair first trial. In a legal system where access to adequate counsel is only afforded to the haves, one is no longer able to claim that we have a real and substantial pride in our system, a system that is moving to only protect and build in protections for those who can afford to retain expensive advocates." From a CBC News report dated June 12th of this year, the government is targeting people who are low income with its legal aid cuts. Those cuts really indicate a vindictive intent on behalf of either the government or Legal Aid Ontario. And then finally, Article 10B of our charter reads, "Everyone has the right on arrest or detention to retain and instruct counsel without delay." With these continuing austerity-like cuts, I don't agree with this statement. I don't agree that Charter Article 10B will continue to exist. It will no longer be a right to retain counsel. It'll be a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our presenter. If you wait for a moment, are there any questions of our presenter? Councillor Encina.
Thank you, Chair. Just a real quick question. I thought I was to understand that a person who was arrested was afforded that right to call counsel, and it was a 1-800 number. Has that changed?
The next party will be able to answer that with greater detail. Yes, there are attorneys that will represent you at a first hearing or at your bail hearing. However, studies have shown in the past that when you retain private counsel through a legal aid credit system, you're more likely to get a more reasonable bail hearing than the one that the court is appointed to you through that 1-800 number.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor. Any further questions? If not, thank you very much to our presenter.
Thank you.